Hello and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel on Wednesday, whatever date this is. But this whole vegan transition thing has got me all flummoxed, so I'm not even going to guess today. I'm filming today, recording today from our empty house, waiting for the carpet people to come and install carpet in the bedroom. So I am in our empty living dining room, newly painted, new floors, waiting for Rob to do baseboards and tidying up everything. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about waiting. For all of you out there, knowing that no one will see your response, raise your hand if you are an impatient twit. I am. I am very impatient. With other people, I'm usually like other people's issues. As a priest, I'm pretty patient. I got all the time in the world, whatever you need, just slow down, let's talk. When it comes to my own stuff, and I'm saying stuff because it wouldn't be polite for me to swear because sometimes, especially like in the middle of this, getting ready to move thing, more colorful words might feel more appropriate coming out of my mouth, but I don't think that YouTube or my mother would appreciate them. So keeping it clean, it's a rated G here. This whole waiting thing. I mean, like I said, for other people and helping other people in their own situations, I can wait till the cows come home. I can wait till, the cow jumps over the moon. No worries. But when it comes to my own stuff and my own life, I am the most impatient person. Like, I want it now. I want it completed. I want to see the results. Bang. You I know that's not a virtue. And I am not a very virtuous person. We'll put it that way. The thing I think I've been really thinking about through this whole process is the power and importance of waiting for things. When I was a kid, um, my parents decided they're going to take us to Disney World in Orlando. And in 1970, I think it was about 7 or 8, so probably 79. That was the thing. That was like every other kid in school, not really, but it felt like it. Every other kid in school had been to Orlando. They'd been to Disney World, and we hadn't yet. And my parents surprised us with a trip. We're going to go to Disney World. We're going to stay in hotels. We're going to take planes. Wow, like that was so cool. And we were going to have a trip to Disney World and to, Busch Gardens and things like that. It was going to be the most amazing trip ever. And it was, for an 8-year old. I think it was 8, so it'll be 1979. For an 8-year old, that was like the most amazing thing. But we had to wait. Now, my parents didn't tell us really early on that we were going. That would have just been, suicide for parents because you tell your child they're going to go to Disney World months ahead of time, and all you hear every day is, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" So I can't remember how much lead time they gave us, not much, but the little bit they did was like excruciating. Waiting every day, is this the day? Is this the day? And then getting like things like my mom bought us, my sister and I, there were just two of us at the time, these little pads of paper that had the multiple colors. If you're older than dirt, you'll remember these, but these have them in the big sizes, like maybe 8 by 10. But they also had these little tiny pads with a little white cover with blue writing, and inside it had like a light pink and a light green and yellow, and then an off-white, like a newsprint color. And she got us those so we could draw on the plane and things like that. And I remember it was just the most amazing thing. And we had to leave. I think we had to leave so early for the plane that we actually we took our car from St. Thomas in Ontario to London, which is maybe half an hour tops. And we stayed at the Ramada Inn at a hotel overnight and got up early. And then we went on one of those, those airport buses. There's just like a big minivan with other strange people, and went there. And we got there and we got to the hotel, and we were earlier than they anticipated. So our room wasn't ready, and we had to sit in this big room. It was like something out of the Golden Girls. Rattan furniture and big frond fans and things like that. And my parents bought me, a little tiny deck of playing cards with Mickey Mouse on them, I think. Or was it oranges? Might have been oranges. But the point is that the whole time of anticipation, this waiting time, while it was painful, it's etched in my memory. It is one of my favorite memories of growing up this sense that we were going to do something epic. We were going to go someplace amazing and wild, and I'd have stories to tell and memories to share and things to hang on to. And I remember so much stuff about that trip. I remember it rained only at night. There was a big sort of communal pool that everybody went to. I remember there was a kid from Canada who sat and kicked my seat in the airplane, both going there and coming back. And he was cute. I think he was about 10 or 11. I had a crush. Just the way a little girl does. But this idea of having to wait to receive the benefit of something, to wait to see the outcome of something is absolutely incredible. Last night, watching the hockey game, watching Calgary playing Dallas, and watching as I'm filming this on Monday for a Wednesday show, but watching the hockey game and seeing Dallas, handing no, they weren't handing Calgary their butts, but Calgary was really struggling, and then they finally came back, and then overtime, beautiful, blissful, painful overtime to watch Calgary score that goal. See, Johnny Gaudreau, Johnny Hockey score that goal, and see the whole city of Calgary come alive, and knowing that right now we are about to go into the Battle of Alberta. So the next round of NHL, for those of you who aren't aware, in Canada, there's like the Battle of Ontario, got Ottawa and Toronto. And then, of course, there's the Toronto-Montreal. That's massive and legendary competition, like vengeance to get each other. And then there is the Battle of Alberta, so Edmonton and Calgary. I'll be cheering for Edmonton. But the beautiful thing is that no matter what happens, Canada is guaranteed a spot in the semifinals of the NHL. It doesn't happen very often, so that's excellent. I'll cheer for either team, whichever Canadian team gets there. But just the waiting, the anticipating, like sitting on the edge of my seat, yelling at the television, waiting, like as if they could hear me. And then seeing the look on the poor goalie's face, I think he's a rookie, Edinger from Dallas. I mean, he worked so hard, and he has to know he did a great job. But the absolute deflation of knowing that you didn't pull it off. That kind of waiting for next year, for his next shot at the Stanley Cup, that's going to be a long year. But it probably will be impetus for him to work hard, for the whole team to work hard, to support him and to encourage him to continue to grow as a goalie, to become all that he can be, because there's always that shot, that chance for the Grail, for Lord Stanley's Cup, which if you're not a hockey fan, you need to look it up. It's incredible. I think it's the best award in sports world, but I'm biased. I love hockey. But this idea that waiting for something, waiting for the carpet guys to come, because then we're that one step closer to inevitably being able to move into our house. Waiting for that mark on your last final exam to tell you whether you graduated from university. Waiting for 9 months after finding out you're pregnant, and your spouse is, waiting, counting down every minute, preparing a nursery, getting everything ready, and dreaming about who this child might be. Waiting to hear if you've gotten a job. Waiting to hear what's next if you didn't. The sense that waiting is something that we need to get through, we need to get over. I think that's a mistake. I think we really need to enter into a place where waiting becomes as much of an experience as whatever it is we're waiting for will be. Because in the waiting, we learn patience. We learn retrospection. We look back and think about things. We learn introspection. We learn to look inside ourselves and say, okay, so what is it that I'm learning? What is it that I am called to understand from this situation? What could I do differently? What would I do the same? All of these things are present and available to us as tools that we can pick up, as skills we can learn when we're in a period of waiting. And really, much of our lives is just waiting to grow up, waiting to get married, waiting to go to school, waiting to have children, waiting to have grandchildren, waiting till your children leave home. There's something about the act of waiting that really is a bigger part, probably, of our lives than the act of doing. So maybe we need to pay attention to that. Maybe we need to really jump on and say, okay, what's this waiting thing all about? So I encourage you to grab your coffee. I got a Tim's, this is a tea, an extra large Tim's steeped tea from my local Tim Hortons, which is blessedly only 2 blocks away from either the house I live in right now or the house I'm going to live in soon, um, as I wait for my carpet guys to come. As you, whatever you're waiting for today, make it a happy waiting, make it a positive and learning waiting, but don't grumble. It won't change the waiting time. And getting angry or frustrated doesn't help either. So try to embrace the wait. Embrace that time of in between. And you might discover that you learn a whole heck of a lot that helps you in other times, both of waiting and in doing. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that today is a blessing, and I hope I will see you again tomorrow. God bless.